Geeks, and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather, and I am glad you are here today because it's time for another episode in the Run the USA series. If you are new here, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss the rest of this series or anything else that I have coming out on the channel. The Run the USA series is where I take a look state by state at the most recommended races suggested by runners just like you. I go on to different forums, I ask around, I look at race review sites, I compile all the information and give you race suggestions from 5K all the way up to ultra marathons for all different times of the year. So if you find this interesting, you may want to check out some of the episodes you've missed. I'll have a link up here and down in the description so that you can catch up. But today we are going to move ahead with the state of Maine. Starting with the 5K category, we have the Maine Track Club Turkey Trot 5K held in Cape Elizabeth in November. The MTC Turkey Trot 5K is a live road race that takes place every November at the Cape Elizabeth Middle School in Cape Elizabeth, Maine. Events include the 5K and a free kids run. The free kids run is a quarter-mile out and back or a half-mile two-loop out and back. There's also a virtual 5K option if you can't be there in person. All 5K runners that register early receive a race t-shirt. Race proceeds and food donations benefit the Wayside Food programs. Next up, we have a 5-mile race, the Pat's Pizza 5-mile road race held in Yarmouth in July. The annual Pat's Pizza 5-mile road race happens every year during the popular Yarmouth Clam Festival. Join your fellow runners running through the streets of Yarmouth and be sure to stay afterwards to top things off with an amazing pizza. If you're looking for a perfect summer race, look no further than this annual Maine tradition. In the 10K category, we have Beach to Beacon, held in Cape Elizabeth in August. The TD Beach to Beacon 10K attracts almost 6,500 runners, making it the largest road race in the Pine Tree State, who are cheered by thousands of spectators lining the course and assisted by over 800 volunteers. Held along the stunning Maine coastline on the first Saturday of every August, this event promotes and celebrates health, fitness, and giving back. The picturesque course in Cape Elizabeth begins near the entrance to Crescent Beach State Park, winds along tree-lined streets and ocean vistas, and ends later in Fort Williams at the historic Portland Headlight, the most photographed lighthouse in the world. Runners receive a race shirt and a commemorative medal. Moving up to the half marathon category, we have the Old Port Half Marathon held in Portland in June. The Shipyard Old Port Half Marathon and 5K takes place in Portland, Maine in June for a day of beautiful late spring running. Enjoy spectacular views of lighthouses and Civil War era forts as you run along the waterfront of Casco Bay, culminating with a finish through the heart of Portland's historic Old Port District. All runners are rewarded with stylish race swag, 2 free beers from Shipyard Brewing Company, and a commemorative finisher's medal. Not only do you get an awesome day of scenic running, but you also get treated to a rockin' after party in a large food and beer garden with music and delicious Shipyard craft beer. Next is the Flight Deck Half held in Brunswick in September. Welcome aboard, runners! The Flight Deck Half Marathon and 5K is officially cleared for takeoff in Brunswick, Maine. Starting and finishing at Flight Deck Brewery, participants will run along the redeveloped Brunswick Naval Air Station, now called Brunswick Landing. Since the airport will be active during the race, you may see airplanes taking off and landing. The course will also pass by infrastructure from a bygone era, including decommissioned ammunition bunkers. The course is mostly flat and optimal for a PR. Afterwards, you'll celebrate your finish at Flight Deck Brewery's award-winning tasting room and family-friendly beer garden with a complimentary craft beer, food, cornhole, giant Jenga, and music. When you're ready to move up to the full marathon distance, try the Maine Marathon held in Portland in October. The Maine Marathon's course is USATF certified and an official Boston Marathon qualifying event. The out and back course is moderately hilly with beautiful views of the water, the Portland skyline, and plenty of fall foliage. The race is spectator friendly, so have your friends and family come for a weekend in Portland and cheer you along the course to meet up with you at the finish line. After the race, check your results and enjoy live music along with complimentary food, snacks, a slice of Leonardo's pizza, water, Gatorade, and drink simple. Then head over to enjoy Beer Fest and the food trucks at the Finish Line Festival. Runners receive a long sleeve tee and a medal. Our next marathon is the Bay of Fundy Marathon held in Lubeck in June. A set of unique races for the discerning runner. Run across the Canadian-U.S. border without stopping. No crowds, no traffic lights, no more than 350 runners in each event. Beautiful scenery and the world's biggest tides. Bald eagles, seals, and sometimes whales seen from the course. Medals and awards handcrafted by local artists. A challenging, meaning lots of hills, fully certified chip-time Boston qualifying not-for-profit event organized jointly by the friendly, welcoming communities of Campobello Island, New Brunswick, Canada, and Lubec, Maine, USA, on the shores of the magnificent Bay of Fundy. Each year, local sculptor Richard Kleiber of Eastport designs a unique new medal based on a local marine species. Each medal is hand-cast in lead-free pewter, individually tooled, and hand-strung on fisherman's twine. And next is the Millinocket Marathon and Half, held in Millinocket in December. This USATF certified free race was first held in 2015 to help Maine's most prominent mill town, which was devastated by the closing of their major employer. Runner's World magazine picked up the story shortly after, and as they say, the rest is history. The only requirement for runners is to generously support local businesses and contribute to the region in some way. Although the race is free for participants, they do have some essential race services that need funding. These costs include bib numbers, race timing, bus transportation, porta-johns, as well as a few other professional services. Anything raised above and beyond the essential race expenses will be donated to charitable Millinocket area groups or organizations. While there are no official aid stations, the residents of the area come out to set up their own fun pop-up aid stations along the course. Stay after the race to take advantage of the warming station and bag drop hosted by the Elks Lodge. They have post-run food and beverages, so bring your cash as all proceeds benefit the Elks Lodge and their selected charities. And finally, in the trail category, we have the Bradbury Mountain Trail Series held in Pownal, July through September. Made up of 3 separate races, the Scuffle 6-miler in July, the Mountain Breaker 9-miler in August, and the Bruiser 12-miler in September, runners can take on each race or register for all 3 to complete the Badass Series. All races feature exceptionally hilly, twisting, single-track loops that promise to introduce you to true Maine trail running. Each race is capped at 180 runners with no waiting list, so get your entries in fast. When you complete the entire series, you can be awarded the coveted Badass hoodie. And then there's the Last Man Standing Ultramarathon held in New Gloucester in September. The Last Man Standing Ultramarathon is a different type of event with a new race starting every hour on the hour. There are no male, female, or age group awards, only the Last Man Standing. The course is a 4.2-mile trail loop with a nice double track and some moderate elevation gain. It's an easy loop to finish in under an hour for most people, or at least for the first few times around. Racing starts at 12 noon on Saturday with a shotgun start. Men and women will complete the course at whatever pace they choose, but they must complete the loop in less than 60 minutes. Those that complete the course in under an hour will earn the right to continue. The next gun start is at 1 p.m. Same loop, same rules apply. The race continues in this format until there is only one athlete standing. The lone athlete must be standing at the start line ready for the next start to be declared the last man standing and the winner of the ultramarathon. Race organizers will provide a 40 by 80 foot tent with beer on tap and a band playing music, with Phil's Barbecue being served on Saturday night. And there you go. Those are the most highly recommended races for the state of Maine, as suggested by runners like you. Did you find this informative or helpful? Would you run any of these races yourself? Why don't you let me know down in the comments below? Also, let me know if you know of any races you would like to suggest for our next state, which is Maryland. This is your second reminder that if you've not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss the rest of this series or any other running content I have on this channel. You could also follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across all platforms under the name Running Geek Girl. Thanks so much for watching. I'm so glad you could be here. Remember to laugh hard, run fast, and be kind. See you guys later.